It is Throwback Thursday, June 6th, 2019. I incorrectly, as I often do, got the date wrong yesterday and incorrectly said it was June 6th yesterday, and my mind was wandering going, how could it be June 6th, the anniversary of D-Day, and I don't even know it? Well, it was not. It was June 5th. Today is June 6th. So before we get started, I'm not going to throw the whole video all the way back to World War II, but today it should be on everyone's mind in the free world, hopefully that's you, that today was the 75th anniversary of the most suicidal yet pivotal battle, perhaps, in the history of the world, the invasion across the English Channel from England to France, where the U.S. and the British and soldiers from all kinds of countries went into German-occupied France to attempt to stem the tide and turn around World War II, and they eventually succeeded very soon after, and the war was over. So June 6th, D-Day, 1944, 6-6. And so my dad wasn't born until 1933. So he couldn't be there at D-Day. He'd be 11 years old. He served in the Army in the early 50s, in between World War II and the Korean War, so never saw a battle. But if you've ever seen the opening scene of Saving Private Ryan, that's where that comes from. That's storming the beach, Omaha Beach at Normandy, and just the massive carnage, like, I don't know, almost everybody. I mean, it was just for the entrenched enemy up on the hills. It was like shooting fish in a barrel. Here come the soldiers getting out of U-boats or whatever the boats and wading through the water to the shore. Meanwhile, they're just open targets, sitting ducks, and they all got shot. You know, almost all of them got shot and killed, but they managed to still persevere and survive and become victorious. And now we fast forward 75 years to today, and oh my goodness, what a difference. 18, 20, 20-year-old, our youth of America now is the most just piddling, weak, give me a safe space, ooh, ah, I consider words violence on campus, unbelievably meek, weak generation of all time. I mean, just wait the next 10, 20, 30 years as the kids of today start, that are coming out of college in the last 10 years or so, in the next 10 years probably, and are getting into positions of leadership in the country. What a disaster we're going to be in, as opposed to everyone that came through World War II, called here in the U.S. the greatest generation, the most brave, the most accomplished, the most successful generation, and they went on to do all kinds of great things. But now the way everyone gets a trophy, and oh, I can pick whatever gender I want, and you have to use the right pronouns or else you're being violent against me. And gee, if you tweet something no good, oh, you're violent. And oh my goodness, grow a spine, for crying out loud. Anyway, that's not what today's Throwback Thursday is all about. Actually, the throwback, ironically, is not going all the way back 75 years. It's only going back 2 years. In fact, a month shy of 2 years, when Tony Polici's tour de force, the wise guy's copywriting handbook, how to create marketing messages and offers they just can't refuse. For those that for some reason don't know, that's a paraphrasing a line right out of The Godfather, a mobster movie. So the wise guys, meaning the mob, and Tony Polici, being a good Italian boy, is making reference to the mob and making an offer they just can't refuse, like Marlon Brando did in Godfather 1. It came out in, I don't know, 73 maybe or so, 72. And won a ton of Academy Awards, and had a couple of sequels that also won Academy Awards and, of course, are classics. But this book is a classic as well. So here's a little story behind it. It came out on July 3rd. I just looked it up. July 3rd, 2017. So 1 month shy, unless you're watching this way in the future on replay, or even not so much in the future. It is 1 month ago, as I record this today, on D-Day 2019. And I looked it up onto, I went to Amazon.com to look up the date of the publication, but then I also saw, looked for my review. I pride myself being the first review, racing to attempt to be the first review on Amazon.com. Anytime a friend lets me know that their book is coming out, and they let me know the date in advance and then the time, and I can go immediately. In this case, I ordered the hard copy. Here's the one that came, and it came signed by the author himself. Steve, you rock. Thanks for your support of my book, Blessings and Success, Tony Polici. How cool is that? I rock. So I ordered the hard copy, but if the hard copy, I waited till that to come in even 2 days with Amazon Prime or whatever, I might not have been the first review on Amazon. So I also bought the Kindle version, immediately dove right through the whole thing again. I got to know this in advance. So here's one lesson. And by the way, before I forget, if you want help with any of the concepts that I'm sharing here, and you're really serious about making money with a book or with connecting to influencers or any other thing I'm about to discuss, head on over to helpfromsteve.com. Please, only if you're serious about making money. If you're not, I don't even know why you watch these videos, except people tell me they are entertaining. But come on now, hopefully you're not running a business for entertainment. You're running a business to make money, and I'm here to help you. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be doing that. But as of now, you can go to helpfromsteve.com, and I'll get on the phone with you, and I will actually help you make money in your business with the strategies I'm about to discuss, or with anything else, any way that can help you in your business. Okay, let's get back to it. So, number one, I get emails all the time, texts, Facebook message, whatever. Hey, can you review my book? Because I've got an awful lot of blurbs about books. I've got bookshelves full of books where I'm mentioned in, or I have blurbs in them, and I've got all kinds of reviews online and offline of people's products, courses, books, events, testimonials all over the place. You know, I love to share my thoughts. I love when entrepreneurs and business owners succeed, and I love to celebrate that success by sharing my thoughts in the written form, a video, any way I can. So I offer endeavor to be the first review on Amazon. In this case, I succeeded. So if you go to Amazon.com and you look for the Wise Guy's Copywriting Handbook by Tony Polici, you're going to see there are 7, as of I'm recording this, there are 7 5-star customer reviews. Got a perfect 5-star rating. And mine is the first review right at the top, which I did not remember. And I'll tell you what jogged my memory on that. So no wonder Tony put, thank you for the support of my book. Now, maybe he wrote that to everybody. Maybe he just meant buying a copy plus buying the Kindle copy. So buying 2 copies is support of the book. But also, possibly, he did notice that by the time he's signing this book, I don't know, maybe he, you know, I ordered them both at the same time, and it would have taken me, if I remember, it's 213 pages, would have taken me, I don't remember the number of pages, I just looked at it before I started this video. If I remember reading through here, it's great stuff. As with most sales and marketing books, not a lot of new stuff to me. I really appreciate the examples and the way it's put together. And there's always a few things, and there's always reminders of things that I need to be reminded about. So I'm not saying, gee, it's you know, some piece of crap. Far from it. It is a tour de force. It is fantastic because I have read dozens and dozens of books and taken courses and gone to seminars on copywriting, and yet Tony's boiling it down to 213 pages, no fluff, getting right to the point of stuff that even a beginner can use to make money. And that's pretty much what my review says on Amazon.com. So perhaps Tony signed it right away when he got the order, just said support, meaning the sale, or perhaps he was thanking me for putting in the review. Either way, it's all good. I don't do the review or the blurb of the book to be thanked or to be, you know, that's some thank to me in writing. Again, I love to celebrate entrepreneur success. So even when I see it on social media, something somebody does, I like to say, way to go, congratulations, that's awesome. And I don't do it so that someone will click like or a thank you or put a face or these things that pop up all the time with the likes on Facebook. Now it's not just a like anymore. You can have a happy face and a stars, and I see all stuff coming across the screen all the time in my videos. Anyway, I don't use any of that in case you can't tell, but I do click the like button. Anyway, so great book, 213 pages. Now here's the thing. Tony came. He was one of my special VIP guests I invited to attend the All-Star Entrepreneur Mastermind event that I hosted last week here in beautiful sunny Scottsdale in Arizona. And Tony, living about an hour south of where the event was held, took a day out of lots of things he could be doing instead and graced us fantastically attending the event. One of the 2 days that I had the VIP guests there. It was a 3-day event. 1 day was just me and my clients. And then for 2 days, I had VIP guests coming in, and Tony absolutely was one of them. And so he asked me about how many people are going to attend. And I never want more than about 20, 25 people here because I really want in-depth relationship building connections going on, and not just, oh, I see someone across the room, I hope I get to them the next day. Oh, I forgot. Oh, I never got to them. Oh, they were too busy. Like here, lots of deep connections from everybody. And he said, oh, because I got to order books. And he came and he gave a free copy of his book to everybody. Now, here's the thing. And this is why it's Throwback Thursday. This is the original version of the book from about 2 years ago. July 3rd, 2017 is when I ordered mine, the day it came out. This is the new and improved copy of the book. This original 213 pages, signed to me, personally signed by the author to me in blue Sharpie magic marker type ink in the front. This new and improved version is 232 pages, 19 extra pages of great stuff from Tony. How about that? So I don't think, in fact, now, first of all, he signed it to me, so I got to save it forever anyway, but I've got the original version, which I'm guessing it's out of print. You can't get it anymore. You have to get the new and improved version. So good for you. However, caveat, I have not read all of the 19 extra pages of this book. So unless Tony threw in some crap and fluff, which I can't imagine that happening after the fluffless and crapless fantastic tour de force that the original is, I'm guessing he threw in 19 great extra pages of stuff. So you're in for a treat when you get the new version. And this new version is signed to me now. He signed it right in front of me at my event last week in black Sharpie. And I know this is a Sharpie because I took it out of my bag and handed it to him. And this one, well, I got to read it first before I share anything that's somehow still. Check it out. So the original one says, Steve, you rock. Thank you for your support of my book. Blessings and success, Tony. And the new one says, Steve, it's an honor to sign a copy of a book to such a great connector and marketer. You still rock. I still rock 2 years later. How about that? Mick Jagger, take that. I still rock. Blessings and success again, Tony. And so now here's the cool thing. There was a whole bunch of these lying around all over my event. People had gotten these, and hopefully they got all theirs signed. They were taking photos with Tony and having great discussions with Tony, and I know all kinds of great things come out of that stuff with my clients and my guests. And then at the end of the day, when all the VIP guests leave, and then just with my clients, I'm having dinner and doing a couple of extra special things with them. I'm looking around at a whole bunch of books, and I'm like, hey, which one's mine? So I started opening them up. Well, this one, I opened it up, and I opened one page past. You can see because the bleed through of the Sharpie on the title page. I opened it one page past it, and look what I saw. My name. What is up with that? How cool is that? So check it out. Now, I saw my name because it's in bold and in the middle of the page. And then I saw the headline that I used. This is the review taken verbatim, word for word, of what I put on Amazon.com. Tony put it into the second version of the book, unbeknownst to me. When he arrived at my event, when he said he was going to give books out to anybody, he didn't mention, what a great guy. He didn't mention, hey, Steve, by the way, I put your blurb in the book. And not only in the book, it's the first one. It's the lead off of the book. You got the title page, front and back, the Wise Guy's Copywriting Handbook, how to create whatever, and Tony Felici with Rob Anspach, who Rob is the one actually a co-author, is someone I met, I don't know, probably over 10 years ago. And he's the one that let me know this book was coming out. Rob was a carpet cleaner when he first got involved with Tony, whose brother you might know by a similar last name, although his younger brother Joe tweaked it a little bit, to Joe Polish. So Joe Polish and Tony Polici, who together set up Piranha Marketing to teach carpet cleaners and other service providers how to market themselves and make a ton more money and have a lot more fun and a lot easier. In fact, that's what Joe Polish calls it, the ELF strategy, that all of your stuff should be easy, lucrative, and fun. And so Tony, of course, teamed up with him to do that for the first, 5 or 10 years of the business before going off on his own. Rob is the one, though. Rob was a carpet cleaner back then, and he got together with Tony to publish this book, and Rob said, hey, can you help? I love Rob's books. I have promoted a couple other ones right on here, and Rob said, hey, can you help promote my new book with Tony on the launch day when it comes out? And I was like, first of all, if it's like any other Rob's book's fantastic. Second of all, if it's by Tony, it's got to be fantastic. Double winner, double chicken dinner. And in fact, it was. And then there it is. So if you go to Amazon.com, you will see my review at the top, the first review of the reviews. And here it is. It says, and it's short, but I'll read it to you. I've read hundreds of books on copywriting, marketing, advertising, and selling. This one is right up there with the best of them. I'll let you read it along. Polici takes what he has learned and used throughout his career and shares his tips and insights in a straightforward, practical way that will be extremely helpful to newbies and experts alike. Many successful copywriters refuse to share their secrets and tricks of the trade. That is a fact, my friend. I know plenty of them, and boy, do they not like to share their tricks of the trade. That's how they make their money, by getting people to pay them to write stuff for them. So probably 99% of them don't want you learning how to do it yourself, taking food off their table. But Polici deserves tremendous praise for holding nothing back in this must-have book for all business owners and copywriters. There's a hint to all of you watching this video. If you don't have this yet, I consider it a must-have book for all, that includes you if you're a business owner, for all business owners, and of course for copywriters. Now, for copywriters, certainly everything in here should be something you know, but again, the way it's put together, the way Tony explains it, the examples, and just as a reminder, you need to get this book. Top copywriters and sharp business owners have long known of Polici and his skill. Now the world at large is introduced to one of the masters. Bravo, Tony. Thank you. And there is, he put the Rhino Daily, which is rhinodaily.com, my daily blog that I have been blogging there daily for, 5 years or more. And my main site, my name, stevesipress.com. So how cool is that? So Tony signed this one to me, and here is a couple of tips for you. So you want to make it a habit of writing blurbs about books, about giving testimonials to people, about just taking out your iPhone, your Android, your camera, your tablet right here. I'm recording on my laptop, any camera you have, and just talking into it for 30 seconds or a minute. How long did it take me to read that? For a minute or so, about anything you like about anybody. And then share that. Put it up on Amazon. Put it up on YouTube. Put it up on your website. Put it up on social media. Celebrate the success of entrepreneurs. You will become known. I didn't do it for this reason, but I realized years ago that I became known as someone who loves entrepreneurs and small business owners and celebrating their success. And I started getting asked for testimonials everywhere. Certainly every event I attended, the event host or the event coordinator or the videographer, somebody would come tap me on the shoulder during the event and say, hey, can you come record a video? And they weren't doing that to all 500 or 1,000 people in the room. They were singling me out. No, my reputation preceding me that, hey, I love to celebrate success of business owners. So now my face and my name is all over websites and marketing for all kinds of events, products, courses, social media, all over the place. And that just helps me when I attend an event, when I walk the room, people are like, you're Steve Sipress, aren't you? And a lot of times it's just because they've seen a testimonial. They didn't even see me like this, teaching something in a video or speaking, as I've done hundreds or over 1,000 times at events. They saw me just gushing on and giving feedback and celebrating the success or just the product, the what do you call it? The contribution of a fellow small business owner or entrepreneur to the world of helping small business owners and entrepreneurs all part of a community and a family. And so I became known as that, became invited to more events. I certainly get shipped books and courses and products all the time. Hey, can you review it? Can you review it? Can you review it? So I'm not saying do it for that reason, so you get a free book. Like you see, I bought this one and I bought the Kindle version before I ever got this one for free, which I didn't expect. I thought, when Tony's bringing 20 books, and I did wait actually until he gave out all the books to everybody that wanted one. Then I was like, I'll take one if there's one left. And thankfully there was, because now I have the new version, and I never would have known, because Tony didn't say, oh, hey, I put your blurb in my book, so didn't you read it, or didn't you see that, or, what the heck, like, such a super guy, such a down to, first of all, if you're going to be invited as a VIP guest to one of my All-Star Entrepreneur Mastermind events or any event I host, you're a real person. And my clients know that, the other VIP guests know that. And a lot of them all told me that, and they're still telling me that a few days after the event ended on Saturday, and today is Throwback Thursday. So it's less than a week, and they're saying, a couple of them were saying, like, how do you get all the great people to show up? It was like a room full of any one of those attending events would make your day. There was an event full of them. None of the BS artists, none of the flim flammers, none of the robber barons and the scum and the losers and the rip-off artists that permeate probably 98% of the selling, marketing, advertising, and the guru industry. I cherry-pick just the very best ones, and those are the only ones I invite to my event, and those are the only ones that get to interact with my clients and me and show up at my events, and Tony is absolutely one of those. So, number one, you want to write a book. Just put what's here, and if you don't have a book full of stuff up here, you're in the wrong business. Okay? If you've been in your business for any length of time, meaning a week, you got to know enough about your business, more than your prospects know. It's the old saying, in the land of the blind, that's your prospects, they don't know anything. The one-eyed man is king. That means you can barely know anything. Doesn't mean you have perfect eyesight. It means in the land of the blind, even the guy with one eye is the king. Man, he's the king. Whereas in the world with everyone with two eyes, well, the guy with one eye is seen as an invalid. Gee, he only has one eye, has no depth perception. Oh, too bad. Like, not too bad if you get into the world where people don't know anything, and that's you. That's every business owner compared to most of your prospects. Now, certainly once in a while, there are prospects that are an expert, right? You get called in to fix an HVAC system, and it's a 7-year-old couple, but the guy used to be a do-it-yourselfer, blah, 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 and he's giving you a mouthful about and over your shoulder about this, that, this, or, you're an auto mechanic, someone takes the car in, and then they're all telling you about the differential and the who and the how and the whatever, and I don't know what I'm talking about. Is that a term from 30 years ago? I don't know. I've helped a whole ton of auto repair shop owners make a ton of money, including recently, but I never, heating and air, attorney, doctor, lawyer, carpet cleaner, you name it, I never get involved in the doing of the business. But there's one thing absolutely that people come to me for all the time, and unless I forget to mention it again, because people come on late, I'll help you right now. You go to helpfromsteve.com, not right now, but you'll get a link to my personal calendar. Get on there, the day that works for both of us and the time. We'll get on the phone and I will personally help you out. So I won't be looking over your shoulder as far as the doing of your business and saying, oh, you're not fixing the car right, or you're not, talking to the judge right, or you're not, operating or doing an MRI right. I don't have anything to do with the doing of the business, but I have everything to do with the one part of the business that means everything, the money-making part of the business. I will help everyone do that. I will help on the videos every day, and I'll help you one-on-one if you're really serious about making some money, and hopefully you are. Hopefully you're not just running a business so you don't have to have a boss, or you just want to break even, or you just want to make a little money, then please do not go to Help from Steve. But if you're serious about putting the pedal to the metal and growing your business in this booming economy that, despite Trump and all his tariff wars and everyone's, it's going to tank the economy. Sure, it would tank a weaker economy, but the economy is so damn strong that, and Trump did the old 1-2 punch. He said, no, he didn't start tariffs and threats from day one. He said, first, I got to turn around the 8 years of morass of the limping along crappy, practically dipping into a second recession every day economy from the last president to do nothing about economics. And I got to get this thing booming. And now he can start to tamp it down a little bit with all his crazy harebrained starting picking a fight with everyone around the world. Hopefully he wins some of them. But, you know, we talked here today, speaking of which, about D-Day. So 75 years ago, and these guys that are still alive, I heard hundreds of these vets were in France, or in England today, for the on the English side of the channel for the D-Day 75th anniversary. Even if they were fresh 18-year-olds, they're in their early to mid 90s now. So any of the survivors are 90s or 100 years old. And man, did they sacrifice to when another country was doing wrong by us and by the rest of the world? Well, that's what's happening now. Our economy, we're taking a little hit. Ooh, prices go up. Ooh, some things will be delayed. Ooh, but you don't understand what I look. The most important thing to me is not the price of an avocado. Okay, so I'll let Trump, you know, do his crazy wars and whatever. And like last I checked, I'm not bleeding. My head isn't shot off. I have all my limbs, so I can handle a trade war. Holy crap, 75 years ago, the best and the brightest of all around the world were handling real war and getting the crap blown out of them. So quit your complaining about a trade war, for crying out loud, and let's see what happens with it. Anyway, so where was I? Write a book. Get your thoughts out of here to here. It's the number one thing you can do to position yourself as an expert, have people look at you as more than just another roofer, plumber, landscaper. Ooh, I wrote the book on X, Y, Z. Boom. Second of all, that book can lead, I talk about it all the time on here, to all kinds of, you know, speaking engagements and getting asked to be interviewed on your local radio and TV. Send them copies of the book. Give them out to get referrals. Don't just say, hey, please refer me. Give 3, 4, 5 copies of your book to every one of your good, loyal clients that love you, and watch how things light up. So number one, write a book yourself. Number two, when you do, ask some influencers to help you promote it. So that's why I get asked a lot to promote a book. And if it's someone I know and I care about, like I said, I get a lot of emails from strangers, and I get books all the time. Can you please, you know, look, yeah, sure. If I look at it and I love it, or if I have the time, but you let me know in advance when your book is coming out, the day and time. You let me know in advance. I can clear, say, 3 hours off my schedule to tear into that book. That's what I did for Tony and Rob. I cleared that 3 hours right from 6 a.m., 8 a.m. Well, I don't even remember. Whatever time that thing first came out, I bought the Kindle version, I bought the physical version, and I tore through that thing and I put up my review. I don't believe, by the way, in doing a review without actually reading it. I could, and once in a while I get the emails like, hey, please post a review. Here's 5 choices. Pick the one you like. Thankfully, they always then say, or the ones that I'll pay attention to then say, or say whatever's on your mind, or say, or do one of your own. Well, I'll do one of my own, thank you very much, and only if I've read it, and only if I believe in everything I'm saying, because I just told you where to go find it, and I just read it to you. It's in this physical book forever. It's on the internet forever. So any video I record, any thing I write, anything I put anywhere is up there forever. So I might change my opinion about the person. Once in a while, people I've done business with, it's not like everybody was pristine and nobody fooled me. Like I thought at the time things were great, and then later on found out blah, 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 blah. Not talking about Tony, of course. Talking about people that there are reviews of me out there of their event or of them speaking or of something they wrote, even though the person later turned out to be, hey, like the 98% of this industry, they're just flim, flam, scum, rip-off artists. But Tony is not. So celebrate other entrepreneurs on social media with book reviews, testimonials, written, video, every way you can. Write your own book. And when you attend events, order a case of your own books, for crying out. I just ordered 50 or 60 more of my books to give away. They were, as the author, I just did it on Kindle Direct Publishing. It was CreateSpace last time. I ordered like 200 copies. I'm down to only like 10 of them, and I ordered like 60 or 80 more. $3.15 a piece, because not $19.99 like it says on the back. $19.95 here. I get them for $3.15, whatever the cost of the printing, and then I got to pay a little shipping to get them to me from what used to be Amazon CreateSpace. Now, apparently, as of yesterday, I thought I was just going to order a bunch of my books to give away. Instead, I had to go on and go through the whole, transfer your old account over from CreateSpace to KDP, Kindle Direct Publishing. I just re-upload all the tax information into this and that bank account, hoo-ha, or whatever. Good news is I moved since then. I was in Chicago, my last corporation, and now I have a new address down here. So good news was I updated things. But anyway, give away copies of your book. Okay, business cards, you print them up right, they might cost you 10, 20 cents, 50 cents a piece if you get really good ones made. Book cost me $3.15, worth 1,000 times a business card. So someone says, what do you do? And business cards, which will just have someone's name on it and say nothing and do nothing. And if you do your book right, and I'm going to fly without a net. Hopefully Tony did. You're going to make an irresistible offer to people, at least if not in the beginning, at the end. So Tony is asking, share the book. Tell your friends, share it on social media. Here's some hashtags. Is there any other? You'd think he had a way to contact them. About the author. Yeah, he has a whole thing here. A whole about the author for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages is all about how you might possibly hire Tony to be a copywriter. I know that because it says how much does it cost. And then I'm sure he doesn't put in an amount because he's a copywriter. So it depends what he's writing and blah, blah, blah. First of all, great copywriters never cost. It's an investment. You aren't going to find my fees in this book, so you need to contact me. Excellent. Okay, so the irresistible offer is contact me, and I'll give you a little strategy and talk about what you're going to do, and then maybe you'll hire me to do it. But anyway, so give out your book, include an irresistible offer, 5 pages of why you ought to call Tony. Try and get 5 pages of that on plus 215 other pages of your wisdom out of your mind onto a business card. Can't be done. That's why the book is the best business card ever. So make sure you're writing a book. Make sure you're reading books. Make sure you're reviewing books. Make sure you're giving books away, not trying to get rich selling the books. My goodness, probably giving away 500 copies of my last book. Cost me $3.15 a piece, plus the shipping, less than $2,000. Yet, even if I sold 500 copies for whatever my share of the book, am I making? No, I'm making a lot more money giving my book away free. So there's a lot of tips about a book. There's a lot of tips about being an influencer, starting to get well known and get recognized. I'm not talking about get recognized like I walk into a stadium and they put me up on the Jumbotron. Oh, look who's here. I'm talking about when I go to an event in my industry. The movers and shakers all know me. The speakers, the hosts, the sponsors, the top people all know me, or else they go, why are you talking to that guy? Can you introduce me? So, and I didn't get that way by hiding in the corner and keeping all my thoughts to myself. Okay, so there's a few tips for today for Throwback Thursday. It's only a throwback of 2 years. And look at that. For some reason, I got to ask Rob. His name is dropped off the spine of the book. So now I know the original 2 years ago he did with Rob Onspach. New one, just Tony. 2 years later. Oh, that's another lesson, by the way. Get that book out there. You can always put out a new version. He could have put this out a month later. I don't know. Could have been out a month later if you found a typo or wanted to add in a few pages, or just take the blurbs right off of Amazon and add that in and re-upload it onto Amazon, and boom, you got a new version of the book. So get it done. Done is better than perfect, or done is better than, what is it? What's the saying? I don't know. Sid is here. Good seeing you, Sid. If somebody wants to post it on a comment, it's the end of another long day of getting a lot of stuff done here with my clients. Launching a new business. I have the first event of a new business that I'm hosting a week from today, actually, next Thursday in Scottsdale, Arizona. And so all kinds of stuff going on behind the scenes for that. And so I even forget to say, my crappy done thing is better than your perfectly half done thing, something like that. Okay, so just get it done. You can always correct it later. And that's certainly true of a Facebook post or a social media thing or a video, because you can take it down and put a new one up. You can edit anything you put on Facebook or whatever, and you can certainly put up a new version, even of a hardcover book. So get it done, fast action, results oriented, and all the other tips I gave you today. For more and for specific tips that will help you specifically with a book, with becoming an influencer, with how to even, you want to know how to write blurbs or how to give testimonials. I'm an expert in it. I'm an expert how to get them and how to give them, so that you become a recognized expert in your field and authority in your field. You start to command higher fees. You get more speaking engagements, and it leads to more profit, more money in your pocket. Any of that or anything else, go to helpfromsteve.com and I will help you out. Otherwise, that'll do it for Throwback Thursday. Thanks everyone watching live. Not a lot of people, I switched over less than a couple of weeks ago to my business page, but a heck of a lot more people than ever are watching the replay. So if that's you, thank you for doing that. And I will be back tomorrow. On Foundation Friday, I'll have a foundational basic business building tip for you to help you have more fun, less stress, and make more money. Because to me, that's what running a business is all about. I hope you will catch me then. Over and out.